Hello guys, NautoAis here, and this is going to be a follow-up on my update on my previous video. And the follow-up is that I just more thing I want to announce what I'm probably planning talking about in the month of April and maybe also on to May. And that is my thoughts on Mitomo. It finally came out March 24th outside of Japan. I'm going to give my thoughts about it. Should you play it? Should you give it a chance? Should you give it time? Well, I'll give my thoughts about it and make a decision there. Second is, I've been watching some shows that was basically based on shows in the past, in the 90s, that were brought back. Talking about basically classic reboot. The two that I'm going to talk about, give my thoughts, or let's just say impression, is Girls Meets World, which is a spiritual sequel to Boy Meets World, and Fuller House, which is based on Full House, and what other possible classic sitcom from the 90s that could bring it back. And believe it or not, they done this a bunch of times before. It wasn't a big deal yet in the past until now, but believe it or not, there have been shows that was in the 50s that were brought back in the 90s, 2000, you know it. There's a lot. But it's just somehow, I guess, people who grew up in the 80s and 90s now they're seeing the effect. Like, oh, I remember that show when I was a kid. I used to watch that show, like Full House when I was a kid, TGI Friday. Now it's now an adult. Now it's a new spiritual sequel. So that's basically a reboot. And my thoughts on Street Fighter V patch version 1.02. Finally, well, last week came out, the trials, the shop, and you get to play as Alex for a while, you know, to test see whether you want to get him or not. Because it was mainly kindly for Capcom to basically give people Alex for a while, because of the update. It was like they copped out. They decided to wait until the very end of March, and I'll explain that is it a good thing or a bad thing. And of course, since might as well do a vlog here, is I'll want to give my thoughts on April's Fools. So like I said, you've been seeing recently, and I've been doing this I think 4 or 5 years. No wait, excuse me. I take it back. Let's see, 3 to 4 years maybe. I started in 2008, so maybe 3 to 4 years. If I remember, I'll link all my April Fool's when I did. I done some April Fool's video on my main channel and now also on the secondary channel. Such as Family Game Night. At one point I did, basically what I did was instead of showing the actual game, Family Game Night for the 360, I basically showed just pictures of board games, like real board game, a showcase of the Virtual Boy that basically teased I might do a Virtual Boy showcase, which unfortunately really no one can do. So, and if you know the history of the Virtual Boy, hey. And of course sometimes fall vlogs, such as I talk about coffee and the Hungry Hippo trailer, which is, if you don't know the trailer from, AC Larry did it. I follow him on YouTube. Funny guy. He was poking fun of Battleship the movie. So he wanted to do a movie for Hungry Hippo. There you go. So in the next section, like I said, if I remember, I'll put the link to all my April's Fool on the link description. So what is April's Fool? People don't know. Of course you should know. It's basically the day that you get away of lying. That's basically what it is. That was April Fool's Day. If you're trying to fool people to see if it's true, if it's not true, put something that maybe could be true that it's not, or vice versa. And time and time again for me, when I was trying to understand April Fool, I did get also caught up with it. I got fooled multiple times, and I'm explaining each one that I got fooled and made me kind of sad, but I had it coming. And then after a while learning about April Fool, like, oh, now I'm getting it. This is what April Fool's is. It's a day that people can lie without getting in trouble. That's basically it, because it's a joke. It's a day of joke that, hey, you know, possible this can happen or not. So, what are the April Fool that I fell for that made me upset? Well, easy. One was a long time ago, I think in 2003, EGM did a special, like one of those classified information or tips and tricks, and basically said, oh, did you know in Melee you can play as Sonic and Tails? And I looked at the picture, now it looks so weird, and then my friend basically told me, no, look at the date, it's April Fool, you gotta believe me, it's April Fool. And I'm like, nah, I gotta be real, because I didn't know about April Fool. So when I realized it after a while, oh yeah, so it is April Fool, because EGM did mention it, that yeah, it is April Fool, that Sonic and Tails is not in Super Smash Bros. Melee. I was cool. Oh, another one was before that was when Street Fighter 3 actually debuted. For the first time, I think it was in 1997. The very first Street Fighter 3 version. EGM did basically revealed and said, oh, did you know there's a secret boss in Street Fighter 3? That basically what you have to do is you gotta beat Gil, well, you gotta beat all the characters, no continue, and all around must be perfect, which is, unless you be really that good, that's highly impossible to do perfect in all rounds, especially when it gets difficult, especially with Gil. So that was the joke, but you can already know the sort of joke there, because the engineer said, hey, if you do it, you get to fight as Shenlong, aka Gouken. And yeah, to start with Gouken, I'm surprised officially now they name him Gouken, but yes, he's still alive if you know Street Fighter 4, and it's not named Shenlong. Shenlong is basically mean dragon, and it's basically Shoryuken. Because there was another just side note, EGM did the same thing, that in Street Fighter 2 you get to fight a Shenlong, which is basically Ryu with a beard and long hair. That was a joke, but again, April Fool, you got fooled for it. And another one, biggest one that made me sad was, and before it finally went to revealed, and that is, in 2004, MmGS.com actually revealed and said, guess what, we're gonna have Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and not only that, he also said that there will be a Guilty Gear anime. So I said, oh, that was awesome. Didn't realize it was April 1st when they revealed that, until like a week later, a day later, said, oh, guess what, there is no such thing as Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And remember, this is 2004. Remember, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 actually was made like in 2009. It was May of 2009. It was revealed that yeah, they decided to have a license again with Marvel to make Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But this is 2004. It was supposed to be like a 2D game, just like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They added Blanca and Sagat, from what I heard. And then for a while, I thought it was all this for real. There was some other rumor that I read, like, oh, they're gonna have a new version of, there's like gonna be 2 versions of Chun-Li, because you know, like 2 versions of Wolverine in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And JoJo's gonna be in it, for one, JoJo. And then Strider Hien. Then, of course, against April Fool. Fell for it. And then also another one is Guilty Gear X. The first game, yeah, Guilty Gear 2X. There was an anime, but it's not really an anime. What it is a promo to the game, the PS2 version. But, I mean, the game, yeah, if you buy Guilty Gear, the original one, Guilty Gear X2 for the PS2 for $40, I bought it. Fun game. There is an extra that has like a promo to it, and he actually dubbed it, which is a surprise. Pretty good. But yeah, it was only a promo to Guilty Gear X2. There was no anime. If you want an anime, that's Blaze Blue. So those are the ones that actually I fell for it. The one I didn't fall for it, but unfortunately became true. And there have been, believe it or not, April Fool that you think, oh, it's a joke, that became true. And sadly, this one is the top of my head. And if you know me about no dub, no buy, I'm a big supporter of the Koei game, especially the Dynasty Warrior game. Yes, okay, if you don't remember when it first announced, Samurai Warrior 3 was Nintendo exclusive The reason being is, at the time, it was still Koei. It wasn't Tecmo Koei yet. It was Koei. They needed a publisher. Nintendo volunteered. That's why it was really exclusive. Then they said, okay, we have to rectify this. This was a mistake. They decided to do Samurai Warrior 3 for the PS3. A lot of people, including myself, emailed. Koei said, bring it out. People will buy this. I can guarantee you. They didn't listen. Because the April Fool was, oh, Dynasty Warrior 3, or excuse me, Samurai Warrior 3 for the PS3, and Dynasty Warrior Strike Force 2 for the PSP will not come out outside of Japan. That was an April Fool. Like, they're thinking that's April Fool. People said, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't real. So we say, well, we'll see right now. It's not yet official, but this is just April Fool. They're just trying to, you know, make you a fool, quote unquote, trying to fool you, trying to scare you. Then making and Tecmo Koei. Now it became finally Tecmo Koei. Well, that was already by the time that happened. Samurai Warriors 3 for the PS3 already came out or announced in Japan. It was already Tecmo Koei, and Tecmo Koei of Europe community manager Shin Soon basically made an announcement that said, sorry guys, I know, because the website I went to was Koei Media, Koei Warrior, I think that's what the KoeiWarrior.co.uk. They did a joke and they basically said, yeah, is the truth, sorry. That Samurai Warrior 3 for the PSP and Dynasty Warrior Strike Force 2 for the PSP will not come out. They have no plans for it. And of course, the reason is it was for sales. Dynasty Warrior Strike Force didn't really sell, not only the PSP but on the console version, didn't really sell well. Of course, Samurai Warrior 3 definitely didn't really come out, even though it was in the Wii. They really couldn't take the risk about it. They said, nah, wait until Samurai Warrior 4 will rectify it. But the bottom line and the point is, it was an April Fool that became real. And that's what the sucky part is, when an April Fool become a reality. Yeah, it sucks. And it's really unfortunate, but again, sometimes that happens. I know there is more that April Fool to become real. I can't really remember, like that's only on the top of my head I remember. So yeah, so there you go. That's my thoughts about April Fool. I mean, jokes is a joke. That's the whole point. Today that you get away with it with a joke, but sometimes a joke can get too far and become reality. That's just what happened with Samurai Warriors 3 for the PS3. People really wanted it. They were saying, hey, you know, we're willing to pay money. We're giving you money, but they just said, you know, hey, not gonna happen. So there you go. So for that, so again, you know, just stay tuned for my other V blog. So thanks for listening.